All right, welcome, and thank you first and foremost for dedicating a partial part of your Saturday to be a part of this. I'm pretty sure it will be worth your while. We do have a little bit of housekeeping that I'm going to touch on before I dive in and share my story, but just so you do know, my name is Michelle Churchill Dvorak, and I'm really excited for today's Saturday call. So, a couple things that we need to touch and talk about that are coming that are super exciting is that we have a mid-September promotion coming starting on September 10th. Okay, and this is a really important promotion because it's the perfect time of the year for our immune collection. When fall starts to come around and temperatures start to drop, illnesses start to spike. So here's what you get. It's a great steal, not a deal. It includes the immune collection, which includes liquid biocell, 2 count, and immune health for 10% off, and you get $25 off. So the regular price is $174.99, but you also enjoy our free Modere hand wash with the purchase, which if you didn't know, our hand wash is free and clear of anything toxic or synthetic, and it's absolutely amazing. It doesn't leave your hands dry or cracked. It actually helps to moisturize them. So that is a promotion that we have going on. A lot of us are very excited about a launch that we have of a brand new GLP-1 product that is launching on September 21st. And what this is it is a nutrient that is a holistic approach to have your body naturally produce more GLP-1 inside of your body. So it's a really exciting time. This is something that a lot of people are looking forward to. So a lot of us are talking about it, getting curiosity out there, and a lot of people are very excited for this. So those are the 2 things that I wanted to talk about. And of course, we have our fall social market conference approaching us, which starts on the 20th of September and ends on September 22nd. So welcome to the call. Again, my name is Michelle Churchill Dvorak. So I got started in the industry 6 years ago, and what's crazy is maybe you're thinking to yourself, or maybe you went through what I went through, but I was a hard no to this industry. Like an absolutely no thank you. I would never do what it is that those people are doing. I had a perception that when people were online making money, that they were like these housewives that were married to rich men and maybe they made like $100 a month. Never did I think that it was a profession, and never did I think that you could make a professional income doing it. But you fast forward 5 years from that moment, and my life circumstances had changed. I was a single mom, and I had $60,000 in debt from student loans. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was working full-time as an HR specialist, 8:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night, commuting, 30 minutes to work, 30 minutes home. So if you can imagine, 5 hours a week in the car. And when I would get home as a single mom, I was extremely strict. So I had about an hour every evening with my daughter, and that whole hour was pretty rushed. It would be, let's make dinner, let's get in the bath, let's read a book. I'd put her to bed by 7 p.m. every night, and I'd actually go into the basement where I would do hair. And by the time I finished up doing hair, taking care of myself, getting a bite to eat, and cleaning up, I'd hop into bed around midnight. And I did this Monday through Friday. And come the weekend, you would think it would be an exciting time, but I'd actually go off and clean houses. And as I mentioned, I lived paycheck to paycheck. If I ever had an emergency situation with myself and had to call into work, or something happened to my dogs, or I got a nail in my tire, I would have to sit down and pick and choose what bills I was going to pay and what bills I was going to have to put on the back burner. And I lived life like this for quite a long time. And it got to a point where Isabella, being 2 years old, started to grow up. So instead of holding the baby all the time, I started to miss out on milestones. And I didn't think it would be that hard, but the first thing that I started to resent because I was missing out on these milestones was my career, a profession that I once loved. And I lived like that for a while. I started to take it out on Isabella, not in that type of way, but a very sad, emotional wreck, and talk about it with everyone. I was just negative. I started to get Sunday scaries where I couldn't sleep on Sundays, and Mondays I had the Monday blues. And there was a specific time where I had a light bulb moment, and that light bulb moment was it was a Monday morning, and I was put on as the HR specialist to eliminate a group of employees. And the specific group of employees that we had to eliminate was in the company for 10 plus years. So they were there for over 10 years. And we waited till the end of the day to do the exit interviews. And when we did that, I got in my car and I drove home, and I was like, okay, wait, this could be me. I could be 10 years fast forward. My daughter could be 12 years old. Sorry, my husband's car is like beeping and going off. She could be 12 years old, and here I am living paycheck to paycheck. I get a 3% raise. That's it. And I'm in my car for 5 hours a week. So I got home, kind of shook it off, did the whole parenting thing with Isabella, and at bedtime, she's the reason why. That night, she always went to bed good for me. And that night, she started crying and screaming out, "Mama, no hair. I miss Mama. All Mama does is work." All the things you never want your child to be saying to you, especially when you're going through such a hard and resentful time. So then I went to bed. She cried herself to sleep because I had no other option. And when I went to bed that night, I cried myself to sleep. And the next morning I woke up, I was like, I need a solution. And I started to talk about it with everyone. What can I do? I need a solution. I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. And what I found was there was this gal on social media, which, listen, I wasn't even social on social media. I had a Facebook account with less than 200 friends. I had no YouTube, no TikTok, and no Facebook. So if you're listening to this and you're like, well, wait, one of the biggest things holding me back is that I don't have a large following, or I'm not good at social media, stop, drop, and don't think that way, because everything is teachable and everything you can learn. So then so I saw this woman post that she was arguing and fighting with her husband over finances on a regular basis. And I was like, So her problem was a little bit different. So I started to watch from afar, but I was too nervous to reach out. Finally, she posted this video, and I watched it, and I found a solution. And I found that if I could just find 4 hours a week, which that wasn't easy for me, but when I realized I was using I don't have time, what did that really look like? Like, what was I doing with my time? Where could I find 4 hours a week? Where could I find 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there to see the long-term vision for what this could do for me? And if I could tap into what social retail has, which is a proven, duplicatable system, then I could find a solution. And I'm not only excited to say that it's 6 years now that I'm celebrating being in this industry, but I've helped more people than I can count on all my fingers and all my toes that have been able to say yes to something they financially couldn't say yes to at one point in their life, where they worked 2 or 3 or 4 jobs, or their husband picked up the slack and worked 2 or 3 jobs so that they could be the stay-at-home parent, and now they're doing that. So it's really a miracle in my mouth, and I never would have even imagined that here I am hosting a call, the girl who was so afraid to public speak. But what's amazing about this is that it's literally a personal growth journey with community, with an income plan attached to it. So I'm really excited. That's my story. That's how I got started. If you can relate in any way, shape, or form, especially with this new launch, think about such a revolutionary moment in the health and wellness space that you right now can be a part of. There's no better time. So I want to introduce